The Volunteer Opportunity Portal makes it very easy for you to post opportunities for volunteers to volunteer with you. Now, if you are using an affiliated technology like Hands-On Tech, 1-800-VOLUNTEER or Volunteer Solutions, or Go Volunteer in Canada, your opportunities will automatically be sent from your host technology over to the VOP. You won't need to post them at all. And you won't manage or edit them here. If you are not using one of those technologies, you can post your opportunities very quickly and easily right here in the Volunteer Opportunity Portal. Just click on Post a New Opportunity, and it brings up a blank form where you can fill in information about your opportunity. To save me some typing time, I've got one started here. So this is from my organization, Good Deed for Dogs, and this opportunity is going to be called Shelter for Shih Tzus. Good titles are things that will catch volunteers' eyes when they go through the search and want to look at more details. The verifying organization in this case is Good Deeds for Dogs. If you have child organizations, you might be listing for one of your child organizations, in which case they would be on this drop-down menu. Explicitly exclude from search. Normally you want this to be no, but if you decide, if you list an opportunity and later say, I've got too many volunteers, I don't want that one found anymore, then you could toggle this to yes and it would no longer be visible in search. Or if you want to put things in here and maybe not make them visible until a little later, you can enter them into the VOP and keep them from being found from volunteers until you say no to exclude from search. The organization receiving the volunteer service is usually going to be you, but again, if you're a parent organization like a volunteer center, might be doing the verification, and the service might be going on for one of your partner organizations, so you can specify a different organization receiving the service. Opportunity description, put in information about what your project is going to be doing. So we've filled that in here. And if this is going to be a sort of a flexible scheduling opportunity, you want to tell volunteers a little bit about the days of the week and times of day that you need volunteers. So I've said that volunteers are needed on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from noon to 7 p.m. to assist with construction. We're building these habitats for hounds. And this project requires you to schedule a 4-hour shift during that time. And I do note that families are welcome. I want people to know this is a good opportunity to bring your family to. The more detail you put in the opportunity description, and you can make it as long as you want, there's no limit, the less questions you'll have to answer for volunteers later on. You want to put the address where the project is taking place, the city, the state, which you do from a drop-down list, the zip and postal code, these are all required, and optionally put in driving and parking directions. Tell your volunteers how to find the place. All the detail of this will be sent in an email after they have signed up for the project. Initially, they'll just see the zip code in case you want to keep these addresses confidential, and this also keeps volunteers from showing up without signing up, but eventually we'll give them all this information, and I'm telling them to take the 10 freeway, to park in the back parking lot, etc. You want to say what is the minimum age for volunteers accompanied by parent or guardian. The youngest that people can be to volunteer and get a ticket for the Disney promotion is 6 years old. We encourage you to make the projects family friendly and allow 6-year-olds to participate. But this agency might have a few restrictions and say, no, we really don't want anyone under 10 because they might tease the dogs. So I can limit that. Remember, anyone under the age of 18 will be coming with a parent or guardian, so they'll be able to sign any parental waivers that you need on site. You want to select a social issue. You don't have to select one, but we recommend you do to help people find you in search. So I'm going to say this is animals and environment, and these are homeless animals. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's also dealing with hunger and home. Well, no, I'm not. The opportunity coordinator is the person who the volunteers are going to get in touch with if they have any questions. So it's Susie Beagle. Here's her email and phone number that will be sent to the volunteers when they sign up. And Susie is the one who will get emails telling me whenever someone signs up, and Susie will be the person who will be told, hey, it's time to verify attendance after the volunteers have attended. Make sure that Susie is someone who you've set up as a user in your organizational account. Now, here's the tricky part. There's two kinds of opportunities you can list in the VOP. The first is a specific date and time where people can sign up for immediately. So if this was something you were going to do once a month or once a week or something like that, I could say, okay, we're going to do this on December 3rd, and it starts at 2 o'clock p.m. and it goes until 6 o'clock p.m. And then you can define exactly how many volunteers you want to sign up. So I might want to limit this to 10 volunteers. And the system will only let 10 people sign up for that date and time. And I can add additional occurrences on other dates, and I'll show you how to do that in the second part of this video. But in this case, I've said that, hey, you know, different people, different times, we always welcome people to do it. I sort of said that in the project description. So this is actually flexible scheduling rather than something that's date and time specific. And what that means is that we don't know when the volunteer is actually going to sign up. If I post it as a flexible scheduling project, volunteers, instead of signing up immediately, will have a form in the search mechanism where they will send an email to Susie Beagle, the volunteer coordinator, saying, hey, I'm interested in volunteering. I see you need people on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. How about next Friday, December 11th? I could do it at 2 o'clock. Susie should reply to them within 72 hours and say, great, that's fine. We'll see you on Friday at 2 o'clock. And then the volunteer who will have gotten an email with this information will have a link to click on where they can say, okay, I now have scheduled the date and time to volunteer. And they will actually post the opportunity with the date and time into the VOP. You'll receive an email saying they've done this, so you'll know that they are scheduled to volunteer with you. So that's what flexible scheduling works. We click on Save and Post this opportunity, and now it is in the search and can be found. And here's a summary of the opportunity that's there. I can always come back later and hide it from search. I can edit the opportunity and change some of the details, and I'll talk about convert to sign up in the second part of the opportunity posting video.